Hello everyone. Today we had a few new notes released on the Summer's War Chronicles forums page. So one is about a just schedule maintenance and notice about some events ending, and the second one is a developer's note. So to start with the notice, there will be some maintenance happening tomorrow night for this is late evening for the Americas regions. It will be around night to morning for Europe and around midday towards the Australia and Asia side. So yeah, it will be just a regular maintenance. It most likely will be adding some of the new content that's was predicted in the previous notice about an update on the 24th happening, as well as some events will be ending. So the Lucky Bingo event, where you are trying to complete a 4x4 bingo board, will be ending then. So if you have just finished the board, don't try to rush another one, since most of the rewards are gotten at the last few pieces that you get. Then the 7-day special mission event. This was, I believe, the login event when you get the Light and Dark and Legendary Scrolls after just logging in. So you didn't have to do much here, but yeah, the event is ending, so make sure you log in the last few days to complete those rewards. And the 5-star Theomar's summoning event is ending, so if you haven't gotten your guaranteed Theomars yet, or you are close to getting another one, make sure to find a way to get some extra mystical scrolls, perhaps from the content you have missed out, so some kind of a quest, Trial of Ascension, stuff like that. And yeah, this one, that's about it for this notice. Going into the developer's note, which is way more interesting, I'd say, than the previous one. So yeah, there's this whole content roadmap coming. Uh, I'll discuss it in a bit. Just one thing is that the how to make events, how to make friends, not events. I mean, I wish we could make events. How to make friends, limited event sort of thing, where you are able to accept the invitation. Everyone gathers out in the circle and use an emote. It seems like it's being reworked, since a lot of the time the event is not actually possible to complete because only around a third of the required people are joining, and at least for the server that I play on. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how they rework it. I would guess they will either lower the number or rework the event completely. We'll have to see how that works. Now for the whole roadmap, I've opened a zoomed in picture here. So we already have some news about the November update. So I already discussed the boss coming in the previous videos. The new monster will be an F5 Pioneer. Some of them are good. I'd say the Wind and Fire ones are a bit worse, but they should still be interesting to use. And there's some news about the events happening. So Thanksgiving Day event is already underway, and you basically get rewards for logging in. You might have already received some legendary scrolls, so fire and water ones. You'll also be receiving a regular legendary scroll, around 1.5 million gold, and I believe it's the 4-star selection ticket. So we'll be getting another option to get a NAT 4 unit of your choice. This also includes only for water, fire, and wind elements. It does not include the light and dark ones. So yeah, that one's already happening. The tower event will most likely be something related to Trial of Ascension and completing that. Maybe it will count the overall completion, so the people who already completed the event would get, or completed the tower rather, would get the event awards, but we'll have to see about that. The quest office event, this will most likely be something with guild requests, so those little tasks that you get to do 3 times per day. Yeah, most likely it will either be a solo event where only you complete that, or it will be a guild-wide event, which is kind of more probable, since just basing off the events that they've done in Summer Wars Car Arena. So you'll have to work with a guild, and To prepare for this, I would recommend finding a guild within the next few days so that you are not overwhelmed doing it after the event starts. And the summon event, this is most likely another Nat 5 coming into the rotation instead of Tiamar's. So, coupled with the release of Pioneers, I believe there's a good chance that one of the Pioneers will be in the summons as a guaranteed pull after a certain amount of mystical scrolls. So we'll have to see about that. Then jumping on to the December first part, there is a new raid coming. From the image here, it seems like it might be the Dragon's Lair from Summoners War Sky Arena, seeing as both the image and the colors corresponding it do match the dungeon. So it will most likely be that. It is a raid, so you will need multiple people to complete it, and it will most likely not be a rune dungeon, since raids are uh, the ones where you do with a party, right? Since rune dungeons are solo contents, and party dungeons do not drop any runes, unless they are changing that, but I doubt that they would go out of the line to mix the game up that much. The new monster that's coming, I've tried to make out what it could be from the Summoners War Sky Arena game, but the closest I've got was the Blade Dancer and one of the Chakran sisters. Although after looking at it a bit more, it might not be either of those and could be a new unit entirely. I predict that this could be a Nat 4 unit, and I'll explain why when explaining the Necropolis update, or the not Necropolis, but rather the other update part. Yeah, so new monster, new PvP content. I'm guessing this will finally be the release of Brawl Arena, where you are able to fight other players in real time, similar to how the arena is, but only on order right now. I believe we are getting the other part of the arena unlocked, where you will be able to fight 1v1 real time. So that will definitely be quite hard content, but I'm also interested in seeing actual PvP content finally arrive in the game. Then there is the Christmas event. We don't have any news on that yet, but it will most likely be quite a good one, since Christmas is a big celebration, and usually the rewards you get from come to us for events like Christmas is really good. So we can expect some decent rewards here. Make Your Monster Stronger will probably be similar event to the one we've had a few days ago, where you have to level up your monsters to level 35. I'm guessing this might be an event where you will need to level them up even higher, or maybe even awaken and skill them up. Since the previous event, in my opinion, was a bit too easy. I completed it in like 2 minutes by leveling up a few random units. So yeah, well, I'm excited to see about that. Trial of Ascension, this probably just means that the towers will be resetting either on the 8th or on the one of the 2 weeks from 8th towards the 22nd. And the new raid event will most likely just be the developers sort of encouraging people to complete the new raid and giving some rewards based on that. I believe we had something similar with those first two party dungeons, the ones where there's a foggy prison, that little butterfly thingy, and the lizard thingy. So the first two had an event where you can get a mystical skull after you complete each dungeon 4 times. So I believe it could be something similar to that. And jumping into the last update, so to start off, new raid, based on what we're seeing here as well, I believe this could be the release of Necropolis, as both the silhouette and the color of the background sort of matches. In the other game, Necropolis is usually a rune dungeon, but seeing as this is a raid, and yeah, similar to the dragon, it will most likely be some kind of a either equipment or general item dropping dungeon. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the monster for a bit. The new dungeon, we do not have any information on that yet. Neither the silhouette nor any written notice, so it would be hard to speculate on what that will be. And the new monster, this one I'm a bit confident about, and it will most likely be oracles. As you can see, there's this monster that holds a sort of pipe thingy. Yeah, so it's visible in the silhouette here, and it actually is quite identical, since you can see that there's a little expanding part there, and it's right here as well. There's also this little coat thingy. It is now, I predict that it will be just around the waist instead of around her back. And yeah, so the shape itself, for example, it looks super similar to this. So I'm like 99% sure it will be an oracle, but we'll have to see. So yeah, new raid event similar to the dragon one, most likely encouraging players to do the raid. New dungeon event, we don't have any info about the dungeons, so I'm gonna skip that one, but similar to the raid event, most likely encouraging people to do the dungeon as well. Summon event, so this is similar to this one and the tier marks one, and this is why I'm guessing it will be a Sierra, because the summon event could be another event encouraging people to summon for a nat 5 unit that will be guaranteed after a certain amount of scrolls. So if we get a pioneer in the summon event here in a few days, we'll have to see whether that happens. If we're getting pioneer here, there's a good chance that we're actually getting an oracle event here. And in my opinion, oracles overall are a bit more useful than pioneers, so I definitely save up for scrolls for this one if you are not too excited about getting this one. And the quest office event, similar to this one, most likely just doing some guild events, those completing those guild quests and getting the rewards based on that. So yeah, the updates coming in so far in December look amazing. There's a lot actually. Every 2 weeks we're getting new dungeons, new monsters, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. I hope you guys excited about it too, and I'll see you in the next one.